The frozen phone saga yesterday of Doug Thompson has been solved. A listener wants to know, Dougie, when you found your phone in the freezer, did you find LSU's bats?
No, I didn't. And, weird Saturday night, with getting all the group me's from all the parents, figuring out what time the game was the next day. I got the white screen with the black apple, the one that
that is a stressful look.
For like 3 days. Like
I've never seen that.
I gave my phone Sunday. I got a couple weird things that happened. Gave my phone to all the parents while I was out there coaching. They did everything that Apple could possibly tell you to do. It didn't work, and I had to spend about an hour and a half yesterday in the old Apple store. But I did get to see a cool thing there. I don't know if you've ever been there when someone leaves, like when one of their employees leave. But there was about 100 employees in the store when I walked in there. It was crazy. Of course, it still took an hour and a half. But there was a manager leaving after like 7 years, and they do this thing where they stand up and they scream out loud all the things that this person means to the group, and then all the employees kind of stand in a line to the front door, and they just clap, and it's like a 5 or 10 minute deal, and they the guy hugged everybody. It was pretty cool. So.
It's like a Viking warrior being carried out on his shield to go to eat with Odin in the golden halls of Valhalla.
Just trying to get my phone called out.
It was cool if you're if you're an Apple employee, if you're somebody there just trying to get the phone to work.
Well, Doug, look, I mean, you got to be careful about what you're looking at on the internet, dude. I mean, you got to keep it a little more mainstream. If you're getting the white screen, you were probably getting a little greasy.
That's the wrong guy.
They're like, hey, do we need to check your history?
Kids, dude, I coach the kids. I got 3 young boys.
Yeah, well, I thought Doug showed his hand when he handed the phone over to the parents. That's a hell of a trust.
Yeah, that is very true.
No worries there.
That's good.
Worries.
How worried are you about the LSU offense?
You know what? I really liked game 2. I mean, they hit for some power, hit some balls out of the ballpark. I know they lost, but. And then they got no hit. I think the 3rd time in program history, and that's part of the game, and it doesn't happen very often. Obviously, it's been over 100 years of LSU baseball, probably closer to 125 or so. But look, Levis also was throwing a no hitter, right? Against Oklahoma. I mean, that was if you're a pitcher or you like defense, man, that was like a dream come true to watch that game. So. It happens, man. I mean, it happened to Oklahoma through 7 innings. I mean, how many hits did they come away with that game? 2?
Yeah, I believe so.
So if we'd have lost the game 2-1, and we'd have had 2 hits and 1 run, we'd be saying the same thing. But sometimes 2 hits and 1 run's enough to win a baseball game if you hold the other team to no hits and no runs. So it's a crazy game, man. And I don't think, again, it's time to push the panic button. I thought that they played. They went over there. They played 3 blue blood programs. They played them well. They went Friday night with their guy on the mound. And man, how about Jaden Hill? I mean, that was
Doug, what do you do? What do you do with him? He's so good. What do you do with him?
Well, right now, I think he's so valuable in these low-scoring games
in
the late innings. I think he's right where he needs to be. But do you get him to a point where he could start to get in the rotation? Maybe, but right now. I've got no problems with Henry, Marceau, and Levis. They're getting it done, brother. But the kid out of the bullpen, I mean, he.
So okay, we lost you for like 2 seconds
there.
We thought your phone had frozen.
Here we go.
Wait, no, we're good. Wait, so you forget Jaden Hill getting the rotation. My question is, do you shorten up some of his outings and make him more of he can come out multiple times over the weekend just in the 9th?
Yeah, I think that I felt the same way about Friday night. Like, man, this is awesome and all, but he's burned. Like, he can't go again if he goes to 3 innings. So, yeah, I think that, as the season progresses, that you start to kind of figure out what exactly that role is going to be and how you deal with him, because he's obviously – a game changer when he goes in. But if it were me, I would like to see him roll out. And he's going to pitch out of the bullpen, I'd like to see him run out of the bullpen Friday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, sit down Sunday or whatever. But yes, the answer is yes. I'd like to have him in as many games as he can possibly be involved in.
Yeah, more Jaden Hill, the better. Let's go back to A.J. Levis, Doug, because I want you to take me into the pitcher's mind when you're just dominating and you're getting nothing in the way of run support. Like, what does that feel like when you're the one on the mound with the ball in your hand?
Well, when I was at LSU, that didn't happen very often.
Yeah, maybe you don't have any perspective on that.
Take me back to the Omaha Royals, Doug.
I just had to have thicker skin than the next guy. I mean, Patrick Coogan and I think our ERAs were somewhere around 4.
Y'all were undefeated.
We still both won, over 10 games. So, you know what? But the last game I ever pitched at LSU in 1998, it was kind of like that. It was very weird, and it was like the 4th inning, and we didn't have any runs yet. We hadn't hit a home run yet. And I'm like, guys, what's going on here? Any time now, But and that's how you feel. Where you try to stay focused, you try to keep grinding. You try to answer the bell every inning and win every inning, but eventually something's going to give, and that's exactly what happened. But I was proud of AJ Lave's performance, both before the home run. I mean, I thought he was to take AJ Lavis any day of the week in my starting rotation.
Yeah, I think like you said, after the home run to then just come out and knock out 3 outs like that was maybe more impressive than anything.
What have you made of this defense so far, Doug?
Well, I like it. I really like Mathis over at third. I mean, Milazzo is obviously. I don't really have to elaborate. Everything's been said that can be said after a kid's 9th game in college. I mean, he has made a very quick impact and kind of made it a no-doubter who's the starting defensive catcher.
He feels like Stingley. He feels like he has like a Derek Stingley feel to him, where it's almost just just like he's that good.
Yeah, I like that.
Dude, that arm, man, he is. I mean, I don't know how many he's thrown out, but he's back-picked a lot of guys. I saw a guy the other night at the box slam on the brakes about 50 feet down between first and second. It's only 90 feet, and I mean, he decided in that time, I probably got a better chance to get back to first. And of course, it wasn't even close. But I mean, you don't see things like that very often. So yeah, he's been great. I think obviously second base and short is still wide open. It's not very clear to me yet. Beloso is your typical first baseman, and I really like that outfield that we saw the last 4 games. I know Coach Maneri really was only kind of sticking to that lineup or that personnel through Sunday, but I really like the Giacomo and Mo Hampton. Of course, Cabrera's got to be out there, but I really like those 2 guys out there. You don't see very many balls falling with those 2 out in left and left center. I mean, Mo Hampton made some plays in that Saturday game that were incredible.
So defensively, they're fine. They're great on the mound thus far, and for that reason, nobody should be hitting the panic button yet. But what about the bats? Like, do you have any insight into maybe what you're seeing that they could do better? Like, how do the bats try to get some juice going here?
Well, again, I mean, as far as they win Friday night. They have a barn burner on Saturday where they hit some balls out of the ballpark. So there's really no complaints there. And then Sunday they get beat by a guy who had his best stuff. And Coach Bertman always used to tell us, even with the teams that were averaging 2 or 3 home runs a night, hey guys, no matter what, no matter who you think you are, no matter how great we think we are, no matter what we're ranked tonight, if that guy on the mound for the other team happens to have a really good night, it's going to be a battle. So get your minds ready for that. And again, I just really think it's too early in the season, and there's been way too much shifting and personnel changes to push any panic buttons right now with related to any facet of the game. I think we're just focusing on hitting because we really want to see that offensive support. Because I think the casual fan out there realizes that our pitching is pretty special, and if you add some run support to that, this could be a special year.
At DT9 Tigers on Twitter from the LSU Sports Radio Network, a weekly here on Off the Bench. Always appreciate it, Doug. Good to catch up with you, man.
Hey, you guys have a great week. Thanks.
All right, man.
Doug,
there he is,
man.
Doug Thompson checking in.